I first started smoking these when I was about 15. At the time I had the vitality to handle the poison and I could puff away worry-free. However, fast forward a few years of total bodily abuse, a few years of depleting vitality, and the story had changed. Smoking a cigarette would now create a critical state of extreme vasoconstriction and cellular starvation. In fact, the simple act of bringing the cigarettes by mouth would become increasingly painstaking with each puff. The only thing that kept me going till the end of the cigarette, the precious illusion of nicotine. Now, after smoking the cigarette, all I had the energy to do was to lie down, wait for the nicotine to leave my system, until I'd regained the vitality to operate. And by operate, I mean go and smoke another cigarette just to experience the same painful ordeal all over again. Now, you may think of this behaviour as idiotic, and of course it is idiotic. But could it be true that you and many others may unknowingly follow the same pattern in your daily lives? Keep watching and we'll discuss this later, but for now, what is vitality? Vitality describes the relationship between the amount of power within the body and the ability for this power to flow freely throughout the body. Arnold Ehret, the creator of the mucus diet healing system, has given us this formula here. Vitality equals power minus obstructions. Now, to get a better understanding of what this means, we can take a look at the singing bowl. Here we have a nice high quality Tibetan singing bowl. And when struck with even a soft force, this will produce a deep, resonant and long-lasting sound, as demonstrated. But what happens when we add an obstruction? Holding the singing bowl in an improper way, such as this, we can strike the bowl with even a high force and it will produce merely any sound at all, as we can see. It stands to reason then that the key to vitality is not about the force that we put into the body, it's about the ability for this energy to flow freely throughout the body. Now, knowing this, how can we increase our own levels of vitality? How can we become the highly resonant singing bowl? Well, to do this we must decrease the amount of obstructions that we hold within the body. Things which create obstructions in the body I like to call stress-inducing stimuli. And some examples include stimulants, stress, overworking, EMF/blue light, acid-forming food, oppression, excessive cold, and emotional states such as anger, hatred, and fear. To increase vitality, we must decrease the amount of stress-inducing stimuli that we experience in our daily lives. We can also incorporate stress-relieving stimuli. These will neutralize any stress-inducing stimuli and provide greater vitality. Some examples include yoga, qigong, meditation, a sighing breath, herbal medicines, alkaline-forming foods, moderate exercise, sound therapy as chanting, freedom, laughter, and positive emotional states such as joy, love, and happiness. These will all work to reduce the amount of stress within the body and therefore increase our levels of vitality. Now, what's next, huh? Now, this is not to say that we can never engage in stress-inducing stimuli. Our modern lives are absolutely full of them, and to avoid them all would be near impossible. Today, vitality is about finding balance. When we do engage in stress-inducing stimuli, we must counteract that with the necessary and corresponding stress-relieving stimuli. An example would be, if we're to overwork ourselves, we must provide ourselves the necessary rest and nourishment. When we experience a state of low vitality, we must first identify what is the cause of the obstruction. What is the stress-inducing stimuli that is causing our low vitality? An example with me when I used to smoke cigarettes. The obstruction was caused due to the vasoconstrictive and stimulant effects of the nicotine. What I could have done? I could have entered into a deep meditative state to allow the body to relax. I could have drank a calming herbal tea, especially one that promotes blood flow. I could have taken a warm bath to allow the blood vessels to dilate and regain blood flow and therefore vitality. I could have also stopped smoking. So to help you better understand what I mean by the corresponding tension relieving stimuli, I've got a few examples here. So say you're feeling excessively cold and tense. What you can do is you can take a warm bath to sort of help you relax and dilate the body. Say you're experiencing a lot of nervous tension. What you do is you go and drink a calming tea to settle the nerves and therefore increase your vitality. If you're feeling weak and depleted, what you do is you'd want to take some rest and maybe consume some nourishing herb/food. And if you're already feeling very vitalized, if you're feeling healthy and energized, well, you can just enjoy life. Or you can incorporate more tension relieving stimuli to sort of further level up your vitality. Vitality is all about finding our own balance, adapting to our current level of health, avoiding overexertion, and giving ourselves the proper nourishment and rest when we do overexert ourselves. Through proper nourishment, we will actually create a state in which we have more energy, more drive, and more joy for life. In the modern world, many of us may find ourselves becoming burnt out and exhausted, at which point we either continue to push through, depleting ourselves further, or give in to our body's need for rest. But what do we do after the rest, after we've recouped our vitality? Do we jump straight back into our exhaustive routine, or do we adjust our lifestyle to live in greater vitality? Do we take on a path of preserving and nourishing our vitality, or do we push through and light up the next cigarette? Now, I'd like to end this video with a quick little exercise for you to practice. A simple exercise is going to help you turn stress into calmness. Okay? So whatever you do, whenever you find yourself in a place of stress, disease, maybe you're having undesirable emotions, what you can do is you want to sort of step back, enter into a meditative state. Maybe close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, sort of slow down, enter into a space of calm. You have the power to do this, you know. Many people, they become sort of a victim of their stress because they don't understand that they can sort of overcome their stress. What you have to do is take a sort of few deep breaths, detach from the stress, and just allow the stress to leave the system. Now this may take a while if you haven't done this before, or you experience a lot of stress, it may take a while. But just know that the more you sort of practice entering into spaces of calm, the easier it gets, to the point where you become immune to stress, right? Any type of stress. You can develop immunity through sort of this practice. Okay? So make sure you identify, adapt, and overcome. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And don't forget to do your homework, okay? So thanks for watching. Peace.